Hello guys, hope you are doing great. Today I'm going to explain a real-time scenario, one scenario, okay, where we will use multiple D365 concepts. So let's go to the front end. This is the front end. Let's go to the home first. Okay, I would like to go to the sales table. All sales orders form, not sales table. Here, if you open a particular item, okay, just click on it. The relevant details will be shown. Okay, now I would like to see the item group for this item number. So if you click on it, it is going to show a dialog here. It's doing it. Let's wait. It is going to show a dialog here. There, the details about this item number will be shown here. Our requirement is to add this item group. See, item group directly into this grid. So the user doesn't want to click on this to check the item group. Instead, he want to have the item group directly here as a column. So how do you do that? Let us start the process. So first I would like to identify the form where I want to make changes. You can do this by right clicking on the form information. Okay, form information, and it is giving me sales table, and also the grid information also it is giving sales line grid. Okay, this grid is sales line grid. Let's go to the Visual Studio and open the sales line tab. I can do this by clicking on Ctrl T and sales table. I will I will select the form. It is showing some methods and all, and this is table and this is form. Okay, select it. So it opened the design. So our grid is here. Page details, details tab, line view tab, and here line view details, line view details tab. These are all tabs. Grid. This is the header grid. We need sales line header, right? What we can do is again right click on it, and it's giving the control name sales line grid. So come here and then search sales line grid. Select this. Okay, now we want to add a new column here. So what you have to do, you cannot directly add it here because this is a standard table. So what you have to do, you have to create an extension for this sales table. Let me do that. First identify this in sales in Application Explorer. Okay, go to the user interface. User interface and sales table. And right click on it and then create extension. As soon as you do that, it is going to create an extension here. So right click and then view open. So it is going to open that form. It's taking some time. It opened a form. Let me close these. I don't save. Close the other open tabs so that we don't get lost in the tabs. Okay, this is the form again. This is this our form? Oh, oh, this is in application form. I closed our extension also, so I'm going to again click on open. It opened the form. Now, what is the form information here? Sales line grid, right? You just search it with that. Sales line grid, it opened again. So I am going to add a new field. Right click, new, and string. So I'm giving it a label. Name is, I'm prefixing it with custom name, item group, and giving it some name label. Okay, this we have added a new string here. So I want to move it next to item line. So what I will do, alt up arrow in the keyboard, it is taking above. Okay, it's still moving up. So it came next to item name. Let's give it a build. So the build is complete. Let us go and see the front end for the changes. I came to the front end and then refreshed the screen. So it opened. So I clicked on it. You could see the item group column is added. Just added the field. Now we are going to populate data into this field. Let's go to the Visual Studio. For this, we are going to identify all the data sources for this grid and then see how we can use the data in those data sources and get the item group. Let us see what data sources we have here. Just expanded this and see sales line, invent distinct product expanded. These are all the data sources. Now I am interested in item name. From where I am getting the item ID. So as soon as I click on the item ID, it is getting a dialog in the front end. Correct? As you, if you remember, if you go back in this video, you will see as soon as I click on the item ID, it is popping up a dialog with the item description and the detail all and other details. So I am interested in this sales line. What I'm going to do is I am going to check whether sales line has item group or not. So let us go to the data source and then see the fields here. Examine whether if it has item group or not. I could see here the 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 field starts with I start here and end here. So I could not see any item group. What I'm going to do is, as the field is not here, I am going to extend this table with a display method. I am going to write a display method and I will retrieve all the detail. I will retrieve the details related to the item group. Let us do that. So what is this? What is this data source? It is sales line. Sales line table. So let's go to the tables. Data model, tables, sales line. I am going to create extension for this sales line. So here you have multiple options here for the extension. Here if you want to add a field, you are going to create extension, but we don't want to do that. We want to write a method. So what we have to do is we have to use this option of create code extension. So I'm going to click that. As soon as you do that, it is going to add a class here. Just right click on it and just select it and then write a display method which gives the item group. So let's do that. I'm going to write a method. Start with public display and item group is going to be string item group, which accepts no parameters. So I have just created a method. Now I am going to retrieve the item group. So this method is extension of sales line. We can use the fields of sales line. So I am going to store the item ID in a variable. Okay, let's declare a variable here, item ID equal to this dot item ID. What is this? This is nothing but sales line, because this class is an extension of sales line table. This will refer to this table. So as soon as I type this and then press dot, it is going to give all the fields. You can see it is going to give all the fields and methods as well, okay, and other things. Okay, now I want only item ID. With this, I am going to retrieve item group. So you, in order to retrieve that, making use of item ID, you have to have few other things. What are those things? How you can make use of this item ID and retrieve the item group. For this, I have gone through the table relations to get that. So I found invent item group item. Invent item group item has a find method. Let's name the variable as group. It has a find method which accepts item ID. Find by item ID and legal entity. Here you have to pass the item ID. I am going to pass this item ID. It will give us the invent group item, invent item group item. So we are having these errors because we are not returning anything. Let's remove this error first so that we will see no errors. With this we are going to have no errors. What is this? Oh, I am using reserved keyword. So let me change the name. With this we are eliminating all the errors. So we have invent group item. So now I'm going to instantiate item group table, which is invent item group equal to item group tbl table, which is this. Dot, sorry, this variable I have to use because we have to make use of this variable. Dot group id item group. It's a method which gives the invent item group buffer. Okay, once you get it, you will have the item group. Sorry about the keyboard. This Visual Studio is acting up and not directly typing what I'm keying in the keyboard. So I had to copy paste the same thing. Item group ID. Here you see that's a direct field. Just tab and then select it, and this should populate the data if we call display method. But we just wrote the display method, but we have to make a call to this display method in this data method, this is the this is the new string control we have added. We have to make a call to this. Okay, just select the data source as sales line, and this sales line has our new method. It's loading up. See, our new method is being shown here, sales line ang extension demo dot item group. Select it, then build it. Just give it a build. There, there were two errors. What are these? Path, the data source or table view. Sorry guys, I have chosen a wrong extension method. So this is not our display method. Let's go to the properties again and check all the extension. This is the one I chose. The another one. Our model is sales line, which is the shortcuts. See, this is our project, right? That's we have to select this, okay, and then give it a build. Successful, and let's build is successful. There are no errors. Let's go to the front end and refresh this. So it has loaded. Let's click any of the item here. You can see here the item group is loaded. So to make this video short, I kind of skipped how I have written this code. So there is a way you can do this by finding out the relations in the tables. Okay. For more information how to identify the relations and how to identify the find methods and all, you can contact us for training and courses. All the very best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.